Today we're going to be watching a video called One Woman, 17 British Accents. Pretty much for us, it's just a way to hear a bunch of different types of British accents.
The UK is surprising because there are so many in such a small land area, but I guess the history has formed them over so long. I'm sure I'll be able to hear them in this video, but I couldn't tell you the different accents already.
What about a posh British accent?
That's about all Oh gosh, I was going
You were going
I was going stereotypical Irish there, even though it's not.
Apparently, when we were in the UK, if you want to check out our vlogs, link in the description below, our vlog channel, TriFate Lifestyle. When we would do our fake British accents, we were doing a Cockney accent.
Which is the east of London.
Which is crazy that the city of London is so massive that different areas have different accents. Is that like a class thing?
I thought when we searched up, Cockney was like a lower class type of thing. So yeah, maybe.
So like maybe back in the day, the classes where there's a little more of a hierarchy than there is now in those form. I don't know. Let us know in the comments. That's very interesting. But let's see if we can notice the difference between these 17 different ones.
The UK is incredibly diverse in terms of accents, and it just so happens that I can do many of these accents as my party trick. So come with me as I take you on a guided tour through all of the accents and archetypes of Great Britain. Hi, I'm Siobhan Thompson, and this is Anglophenia. And what I'm speaking right now is RP, received pronunciation, or, your standard BBC English. It's spoken across the country, generally by upper middle, and upper class people.
Oh, interesting. So it was right class right away. Even now, there's class stuff.
And she says across the country for that one. This is definitely the one you would hear the most, and it's kind of like a lot less stereotypical, I guess.
I wonder, there's not class accents in the US. It's just totally regional accents.
Because the US has sort of the race thing mixed in a little bit. So you kind of have that depending on the region that they're from too. And then that kind of formed into accents.
Yeah. So, I mean, the US has, the racial accents, but interesting. Maybe the US just hasn't been around long enough.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you get like real down south, sometimes I can't even talk because I ain't got no teeth left. Does that count as class? I don't know.
Martin Freeman, Benedict Cumberbatch, or, most of the presenters of BBC News. So, good evening. It's 9 o'clock and this is the news. I'm very important. Heightened RP is generally only spoken on film and television now. So you're going to think of Nell Card or the Dowager Countess in Downton Abbey. Oh, Gerald, I do love you, but you're so terribly, terribly poor. Now, London is the accent that most people outside of Britain can recognise. That classic lock, stock and two smoking barrels. Get out of my pub. Go on, get out of it. Shut it, you tart. East Anglia is a flat, boggy kind of place with a flat, boggy kind of accent. I love to give you an example of somebody that comes from there that speaks like this, but they all lose this accent as soon as they can. Stephen Fry's from Norfolk, but he doesn't speak like this because he's posh. Here's a kind of classic kind of East Anglia phrase. I done dropped my computer in the fan and it's broken. Now let's go across the island to the West Country, which is a much rounder sound. It's farmland full of sheep and cows and apples. Think of like Sam Ganji from The Lord of the Rings or Hagrid from the Harry Potter movies. Oh, you bloody kids, get off my land! Or, oh, Mr. Frodo, don't let him turn me into anything unnatural.
It is interesting because they're going west, but it kind of does start to get closer towards an Irish sort of accent, but it's not even there yet.
That was extremely offensive what you just said.
Sorry, guys.
And then when you go down to Cornwall, it gets a little bit more piratey. So, hoist the mizzenmast, Squire Trelawney. Now, Southern Welsh is this great sing-songy kind of an accent. Think of Tom Jones or Richard Burton. Rage against the dying of the light. Bloody hell, I love Dylan Thomas. Northern Welsh is where the singer Duffy is from. It's a breathier, thicker kind of an accent, and most people from there speak Welsh at home and English is a second language. So, diolch yn fawr.
Oh, didn't know
Now,
that.
across the country to the West Midlands and Birmingham, it's a very nasal kind of an accent, mostly on account of all the industry that went on in that area. Kat Daly, who presents So You Think You Can
Oh my
Don't.
gosh, like I've heard the Birmingham, but when she kept going, that sounded so different.
Yeah, and I feel like I don't know about Birmingham, but I know that sort of region of the UK, people always make fun of the accents there, I think, and especially like Liverpool, I think.
Birmingham.
He's from there, and so is Ozzy Osbourne, you know. Sharon, where's the bloody remote? Yeah, that voice that he does isn't because of drugs, it's just where he's from. Scouse is your classic Liverpool accent. The Beatles are from there, and so's Paul McGann. They were also made European Capital of Culture a couple of years ago by the EU, so don't tell me they're not cultured, alright? Up into Lancashire years ago by the EU, so don't tell me they're not cultured, alright? Up in...
Interesting, because Beard Meets Food's from Liverpool. I know that. It doesn't really sound like him that
Culture a
much.
couple of years ago by the EU, so don't tell me they're not cultured, alright?
I mean, he says like yummy or yummy, yummy.
I wonder how much like his accent kind of changes with the content creation.
Yeah,
too.
I don't know. I mean, you think if you grew up in, I mean, he still probably lives there.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
probably wouldn't change much.
Up into Lancashire, and you know, think of Christopher Eccleston or most of the cast of the Downstairs in Downton Abbey. Daisy, get those buns out the oven before they burn. Oh, Mr. Bates. So, across the Pennines to Yorkshire, it's a much kind of flatter accent from Lancashire, and they cut off a lot of the words. So, I'm going to Pub Up Hill. Think of Sean Bean from Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones.
Yeah, okay.
One does not simply walk into Mordor. So in Northumberland and Newcastle, he's speaking a Geordie accent. So, you know, think of the Geordie Shore or Carol Cole. Remember, she got fired from the X Factor because nobody could understand a word she was saying. Or Billy Elliot. All I want to do is dance bally, but me dad makes me box. Edinburgh's the capital of Scotland. It's a very soft, maybe a little snooty kind of an accent. Think of Ewan McGregor or Dame Maggie Smith as Professor McGonagall. That's 10 points taken from Gryffindor, Mr. Potter. Glasgow is a much thicker kind of an accent.
Ewan
Philly Corn.
McGregor. I love that. He was doing a different type of British accent. I don't know what his normal voice is like.
Yeah, it's hard to tell too with some of the, like when she said the actor themselves, because we would only know them from certain roles.
What about, I loved you, Anakin. You are the chosen one.
That sounds straight out of Scotland right there.
Millie and Peter Capaldi are both from there. They cut off a lot of the words, so I haven't any butter, so I've got to go to the shop, you know. And so up to the very north, to the Highlands of Scotland. Think of Amy Pond from Doctor Who, or maybe Sir Robert Burns. The best laid plans of mice and men, gang after glee. Now let's go to Northern Ireland, and it's all about
Where do you
the...
get like the real hardcore Scottish accent?
Yeah, because none of those specifically like got too into it. Maybe the Central, the Highlands, or something.
Yeah, you
I
gotta
don't
get
know.
out in the mountains.
Files with a Northern Irish accent, like, so like, how now, Branco? Liam Neeson is from there. I've got a very particular set of skills. I know he doesn't say it in that accent in the movie, but it sounds well called, so, like... And finally,
That's
Southern
weird, the way
Ireland,
she said it
sounds
there.
well called, so, like...
It sounds like a mix of like an Irish accent and like a super Cali like woman like accent. I don't know.
And finally, Southern Ireland is obviously not a part of the United Kingdom, but I can do a Dublin accent, so let's just do it. It's a pretty classic Irish accent with a lot of assonance to it. So Sinead O'Connor's from there. Nothing compares to you. That
The way
is all
Irish people say three.
Three.
from me. Tell me if there's any British accents that I missed, because I love a challenge. Don't forget to subscribe.
I want to
and
hear
thanks for
Billy
watching.
Butcher's accent. I think that's just the London one. She didn't like break down the London one.
Yeah, because I think London gets super into it. Yeah, but that is interesting seeing the difference. You can hear them all. You can hear them all.
Yeah, some of them you're like, what? I've never heard that in my life before. That one's
Yeah.
weird. And then other ones you think you've heard them before, and then there's like slightly different than the versions that I've heard before.
If you were to put the UK over where we're from in like Minnesota in the Midwest, the area that the UK would cover the accent would not change at all, I don't think, in the US.
If you go north in Minnesota, like the few times that I've gone really north, people start to talk like the Minnesota accent, you know?
Oh, I see.
Once you get like up into the woods. That's the only time I've ever seen that change. But thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.